guys, Crystal Thompson here for Pink and Maine. I can't wait to show off the newest Pansy dies for the May release of Pink and Maine. We're going to be creating a gorgeous card, really doing some red pansies. For the sentiment, I'm going to be using the Fall Friends. This was released last fall, and it's the You Warm My Heart. So to begin, we have a piece of black cardstock, and I have already put some embossing buddy so I can rub off that white, especially when heat embossing with white embossing powder. It can kind of stick, and we want to have this be a really clear and really crisp image. So we're going to go ahead and ink up with clear embossing ink the sentiment You Warm My Heart. And I felt this was ever appropriate for any occasion that is coming up this summer, or a late Mother's Day, or anything that you got going on. So we're going to cover the entire sentiment with the white, and then we're going to heat set with our heat gun. All right, friends, so this is done. It's nice and ready to go. It's dried. Next, for this white base, I have Altenew ink spray. So white paint works. It doesn't have to be a spray. If you have watercolors, you could create a quick watercolor base of white and then spritz it over or splatter it over with your brush. So I'm just going to do this with the end of my spray. And like I said, you don't have to use this specific spray. You can use whatever you like. We're going to let that dry while we start assembling our pansy dies. All right, guys, we're letting the other card base getting nice and dry. So I have pre-cut everything. These are the main parts of the pansy, and these were cut from Real Red from Stampin' Up. And then I have the bottom part that goes in the flower, and these are in just normal black. And then we have the two leaves. So when creating your pansies, I honestly went to Google and I wanted to get some bright red. We're going to add a little bit of shading to the leaves, and the reason why is just going to make them a little more realistic. So we are going to feather the edges with a green. So you want to pick something that's just a slightly darker than your cardstock. And I'm not going to do this to the petals. I'm simply going to do it to the leaves. So we're just going to continue on. And you could do the same color as your leaves. If you have matching cardstock and ink, it would work just fine. So we're just going to do a quick ink blend there. All right, now to set up our pansy here. So here is one of the pieces, and you're simply going to place adhesive on the back. So I'm going to be using Tombow Mono Permanent. You could use glue dots. You can use anything you want. Don't break your adhesive roller. We're going to center that. Okay, now we are going to move on to doing the bottom part. So we are going to find, I believe these two are right about the same size. So we're going to place it here. I do want to add the adhesive on the actual bottom layer. I'm going to grab this and layer that there. And then we're going to place the next black part that goes right there. So we are going to put adhesive on the back of this. And now you have the three parts. So for the back end of your pansy, we're going to grab the smaller of the leaf patterns, or the floral patterns, add adhesive to the back, and don't be shy with your adhesive. We're going to place it kind of at an angle. We're going to grab our other petal and do the next angle, and we're going to flip this over, and look how fun. Now we're going to add the leaves at the end when we're actually placing this in the card base. But I want to show you something. So the dies actually do come with the little inner yellow part. I'm going to use Nuvo. I thought it would be a really fun pop of color, and you know what? I was even thinking you can use some foam adhesive, like little foam circles on the backs of each petal to really make them stand out. Okay, we're gonna let that dry. I'm gonna go make the rest of my florals and we're gonna start making our card. All right, guys, I have my pansies ready to go. This is nice and dry, so let's start assembling our card. So I have my leaves ready to go, and I ended up doing the same to all of them. So we want to be sure to kind of place them in an arched pattern. And then while I do this, I want to tell you about my pansies. So I did 2 of them with foam adhesive, like I was telling you guys earlier that it would be really fun to do those with foam. And then I did 1 of them flat, like I showed you on the tutorial. So my thought was that I was going to place the flat one first and then do the other 2 with foam adhesive on the back, and it's going to make it really a 3D pansy extravaganza. It's going to be quite pretty. You won't even need any more embellishments, as the centers of the pansies already have some Nuvo drops. You could cut the little yellow piece from the die set. I felt not to do that. I just really wanted to do this. So with that being said, I'm going to start with the flat one, with the flat pansy, and we're gonna add my Tombow, and we're gonna press that down. And then we have the next one, and I'm gonna raise this so I have pieces of foam. I'm gonna add it to the back of this. Press it down. Remove the backing. And we're gonna add it. And before moving on, I'm actually gonna do a foam adhesive onto the back of this leaf, and that way it's raised too. And then we're gonna add 1 more piece of foam adhesive to the 3rd pansy. And we're gonna add that to the side. And just press it down. And that does it. How fun and simple. Look at how raised this guy, look how raised it is. It's really fun. You're gonna need a little more postage to mail this guy, but it's quite pretty. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned. There's a lot more tutorials on here. Thank you so much. Have a great day.